Rock and roll is still alive and kicking. The 39th Annual Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony brought out the biggest stars and a few surprises, turning Cleveland's Rocket Mortgage FieldHouse into the ultimate party. With legends like Cher, Mary J. Blige, Foreigner, Ozzy Osbourne, and more getting honored, it was a night to remember.
Rock and roll it's so inclusive. You know, it's just inclusive. You could be, look, do I look like I should belong here now? But I'm still working and I'm still happy.
But let's be real, the biggest highlight? Cher, hands down. Dua Lipa started off the show with Cher's anthem, Believe, dressed in a sleek black leather outfit. And just when the crowd thought it couldn't get any better, Cher herself popped up on stage in leather chaps, singing the chorus with Dua. The audience went wild.
The trajectory of her career has been so inspiring. And, it's wonderful to have role models like that for artists like me.
Zendaya wowed the crowd, recreating Cher's iconic look in a stunning Bob Mackie halter dress. She then delivered a heartfelt induction speech that truly honored the music legend.
Thank you, Cher. Thank you for being an advocate, for being an ally, for paving the way for so many humans of all kinds to live in and speak their truth, and to have the courage to be as daring and as open-hearted as you.
She called Cher the coolest woman on the planet. Can you argue with that? And highlighted her incredible achievement of having a #1 hit in every decade for the past 7 decades. That's some serious staying power.
I am beyond honored to welcome Cher, the coolest woman on the planet, into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Then Cher took the stage to accept her award. And of course, she had us all laughing right from the start.
All right, so it was easier getting divorced from 2 men than it was to get into the the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you know?
Oh, this woman is hilarious. Cher didn't hold back when talking about her long journey to get here, and how proud she is of never giving up.
My life has been just a roller coaster, and the one thing that I have never done is I never give up.
She's talked before about feeling snubbed by the Hall of Fame, but this night was all about celebrating her resilience and lasting impact on music.
I changed the sound of music forever.
She even gave a shout out to David Geffen for pushing to get her the recognition she deserves.
He wrote a letter and sent it to the directors, and so here I am. So anyway, thank you, David.
Typical Cher, bold, funny, and full of gratitude all at once. But it wasn't just about Cher. The night had a rock star lineup of inductees, including the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne. This was a massive moment for Ozzy, who performed Crazy Train and looked genuinely moved while accepting his induction.
I'm also one of my wife Sharon saved my life, and my grandbabies, and I love them all.
He's been rocking for decades, and it was awesome to see him get his well-deserved spot in the Hall of Fame. Whether you're a fan of his solo work or his Black Sabbath days, you gotta admit that Ozzy is a rock icon who's inspired generations of musicians.
My fans have been so loyal to me over the years. I cannot thank them enough.
And then there was Dionne Warwick's induction, a sweet and emotional moment. Teyana Taylor, who's going to play Warwick in an upcoming biopic, honored the legendary singer, and later Jennifer Hudson joined Dionne for a beautiful duet of Walk On By. That one gave everyone chills.
I think it's wonderful that my art has been recognized finally, and they think I'm worthy of it.
And you say finally.
Well, after 62 years, I think it's about time.
The night had its share of cool collaborations too. Demi Lovato, Kelly Clarkson, and Sammy Hagar teamed up to honor Foreigner with a rock-filled set that got the crowd on their feet.
If you'd have asked us back in the late 70s when the band was formed, if we'd been still relevant today, I don't think any of us would have believed it.
Finally, Dave Matthews Band closed out the night with a high-energy performance. Julia Roberts, who happens to be a huge fan, inducted them with a funny story about Googling the wrong Dave Matthews. Oops.
Don't Google him. Don't, really. I did it and I was immediately filled with regret.
The band wrapped up the evening with an awesome tribute to the Talking Heads, performing Burning Down the House, and bringing the ceremony to a rockin' end. Now, back to Cher. Her induction was long overdue, but she showed once again that she's a total legend. Behind all the glitz and glamour, though, Cher's personal life has had its ups and downs, especially in her early years with Sonny Bono.
When Sonny and I split, I had no money, okay? Nothing. And I had a car and my clothes.
Sonny Bono had already been working in the music industry for a few years when he met Cher in the early 60s. The young songstress was just 16 years old in comparison to the 27-year-old Bono, who was already married but separated from his wife. Even though they weren't romantically involved, Cher was soon living with Sonny.
Yeah, so we were like pals. Actually, I was like an annoyance to him. Not really an annoyance, but all the girls that lived in the building next to us, like they were all very, like that, and I was very,
He'd moved into a nearby apartment when her roommates kicked her out and said she could stay with him if she'd clean the place. Reluctant to return home, Cher agreed to do so, though she never actually tackled household chores. He also let her know up front he didn't exactly have hard eyes for her. He said, "Okay, I have twin beds. You can stay in my house. I don't find you particularly attractive," said Sonny. Yet, in time, their relationship shifted from platonic to romantic. Soon enough, Sonny and Cher began working on their musical careers. Thanks to his work for Phil Spector, Cher got gigs as a backup singer on Spector-produced hits like You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin' and Be My Baby. Sonny felt Cher could succeed as a singer on her own, but due to her nerves, he started performing with her to make her more comfortable. And after a few detours, including time as a duo called Caesar and Cleo, the pair became stars with I Got You Babe. Sonny had written the song, and he continued to oversee their career as they produced other hits, including 1967's The Beat Goes On. Cher told Billboard in 2017, "I knew what I wanted to do, but I never would have gotten there without Sonny." Cher and Sonny's personal relationship had continued as they sought and found stardom. They had a faux marriage ceremony in 1964. They would officially tie the knot in 1969. As in their career, Cher was happy to let Sonny take the lead in their personal lives. In 1969, the couple had a child, Chastity Bono, who later transitioned to male and became known as Chaz Bono. But this relationship milestone made it all the more important to jumpstart their career.
Something that was, specific, not just to my music, but just to my, touched my heart.
Cher and Sonny started a lounge act, during which their onstage banter evolved into Cher delivering perfectly deadpan put-downs to and about her husband. They became popular enough to land a TV show in 1971, the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour. It was a huge hit, with their family relationship a centerpiece of the series. Despite showcasing an ideal relationship on screen, Cher and Sonny's dynamic behind the scenes had begun to crumble. At the height of their stardom, Sonny and Cher's marriage became rife with infidelity. It all began in 1972 when the relationship started going downhill. Sonny wasn't faithful to Cher, who once remarked, "One woman, or even 5, was not enough for him." I asked him, "How did you manage the logistics?" I was trusting and faithful with him. I'm not sure if we should have ever been husband and wife. Soon, both were having affairs. Sonny was seeing a woman named Connie Foreman, and Cher was seeing several lovers, but would begin seeing label executive David Geffen.
He was such a wonderful boyfriend. We had such a great time together.
As their careers were tied up with the idea of Sonny and Cher as a couple, it was hard to divorce. Instead, they stayed married but found new partners, with some joining the couple at their mansion. Yet, the marriage facade couldn't last forever. Sonny filed for separation in February 1974. Then Cher demanded a divorce, calling their marriage involuntary servitude. In the process of breaking up, Cher had discovered that Cher Enterprises, the corporation formed by Sonny, was 95% owned by her husband, with the remaining 5% held by their lawyer. Despite being known as a pair, only one half fully profited from Sonny and Cher. Trusting her hubby, Cher had also signed a restrictive contract that meant she couldn't take jobs without Sonny. Now she wanted out of this agreement. When the divorce was finalized, they were ordered to split their earnings and properties equally. Sonny was also told to pay for all of Cher's legal fees, in addition to paying her $25,000 a month for half a year and pay child support. Cher struggled to find her footing after divorcing Sonny. She said in a 2017 interview that he had made every decision for her. I knew how to sing and how to be a mother. I didn't know anything else. But she remained a star and added an impressive career in acting to her resume. Sunny decided to become a restaurateur before turning to politics. Despite sharing a child, Cher and Sunny often sniped at each other in public after splitting up. If asked about the time she'd been happiest, Cher would often say, "When I left Sunny." Sunny felt Cher played the part of a victim, yet they reunited for an emotional rendition of I Got You Babe on Late Night with David Letterman in 1987. And Cher once clarified, "Even if we don't say nice things about each other, it doesn't mean anything. I know Sunny too well." Cher was devastated and in shock when she learned Sunny had died in a skiing accident. She spent days drafting a eulogy she hoped would repair all the damage and misconceptions about Sunny. At his funeral, her moving words touched on their history and connection. She ended by saying,
I was young. There was this section in the Reader's Digest, and it was called The Most Unforgettable Character I've Ever Met. And for me, that person is Sonny Bono.
No matter how old I get, no matter how many people I meet, that person will always be Sun for me. That's all we have for you today. Thanks for choosing Rumour Juice. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell for more celebrity stories. And we'll be right back. Be well and be kind.